You wake up, possibly slightly later than some of you would normally, and the sky is not quite so grey, but it's still a uninspiring day, except the fact, of course, it stopped raining. The ground is absolutely saturated. In fact, small little rivulets of water are falling off of some of the hills, and there's even some pools of water near where you've made camp. There is a breeze that's probably making it feel colder than it actually is. It is a new day.
Cool.
And
Alara will make some kind of grain porridge.
Okay.
Depending on whatever grains we have on hand.
Okay.
See how long this lasts.
Okay, that's more than enough time. Well, I suppose no one wants to pull the cart themselves. Allow me to provide at least some assistance with that. As I cast Mount and conjure a
We have
horse.
2 ponies.
Yeah.
I'll ride it then. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Gives me extra mobility.
Yeah.
Astus will just hop on the cart.
Styx and Ricky spent a good 5 minutes climbing on top of the... How many of them did you summon? Or was there just one?
That's just one.
Oh, never
Just
mind.
one. It's one fiendish horse. So it's kind of got like, a little bit of brimstone coming out the nostrils.
One moment. It's a purely mechanical question. I need to pick a favored enemy. Any suggestions?
Oh,
Human. Human is a good favorite enemy. There's plenty of them.
Lizard folk would also be good. And they tend to kick around in the forest here.
Yeah, but in terms of kind of what's nearby to Alara, probably
Human would be good, or elf.
Yeah.
Humanoid human? Okay, cool. I get another one at level something or anyway. Okay.
Okay. You look to set off once more, presumably taking your cart to rejoin the road. And sure enough, Alara, your instincts were correct. For certainly by midday, it becomes clear to everyone that you are starting to leave this kind of hilly terrain behind. And you start to see much more in the way of gentle slopes, even kind of flattish savannas, tall grass, given the time of year, People who have knowledge of nature, could you make a roll, please?
I do. Not many points in it, but
Ah. Okay.
seems quite a bit of wild rye across this plain.
Something seems to have gone wrong.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just comments on the wild rye all over.
Now that Mordred mentions this,
Mine should be 13. So I have a 10 bonus and rolled a 3.
yeah. Now that the well-dressed, if slightly creepily dressed in sort of gentleman on his strange horse has made this observation, Alara will of course observe he's quite correct. There is indeed a field of wild rye growing as you travel along the road. The rye is untouched.
Is it ready for harvest?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I will stop and let them go ahead. I assume Asana will probably stay with me. I'll tell them I'll catch up and I will attempt to gather some of it.
Okay.
Because, you know, they move at a snail's pace. So.
They do move indeed. Yeah, you guys are moving now.
I think mounted I can move about 5 times their speed.
Yeah.
Assuming the halflings are walking.
On deck.
Actually, that is a good thing to know. Who's actually on the cart? Because it's not a very big cart, and there's a guy
It's
sleeping.
not a very big cart, and it has half the cart. In fact, at least half the cart is stacked with crates and stuff, and the other half is occupied by 2 figures. One being Lucio Darrow, another one being a very young man, possibly even teenager, by the name of Andoran, who has a dancer's physique.
Estes walks alongside the cart. Looks like he has no trouble carrying all his armor and such.
I will spend like an hour or 2 harvesting
Okay.
wild rye
Yeah.
and catch up like half a mile.
Fine.
Seeing as Styx and Ricky have a move speed of 15 feet, they're going to ride on the coach.
Considering they also are in the cart, yeah. Oh no, that was
No, they tried to call a coach with their abilities, but it wasn't working out.
The Lush will, if there's room, will ride on the cart, but kind of like sitting in the back with like legs kind of dangling out.
There's not. There's
yeah.
there's room in the cart the carvings might squeeze on. That's about it. And the cart itself is travelling pretty slow.
Mordred will give the horse to Talash then, just so that since he's traveling unencumbered, she has armor on and stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you guys are moving about 20 foot an hour?
Yeah.
Roaming out.
20 foot.
Cool, yeah, I think that means that I could probably spend about 3 hours harvesting wild rice.
Yep.
Cool.
How much are you going to gather and where are you going to put it?
I don't know, a couple of sacks maybe?
Yeah. Easy.
I mean, I can put one on my horse and one on Asana's back
Yeah. Okay.
and catch up.
Yep.
Then put them on the cart
Okay.
with our bulging supplies.
Yeah.
If they fit.
Asa says, "What is that?" She comes back holding sheafs of grain.
Dinner.
No, I mean, where did you get it?
We rode through it.
What? Estes looks over. Are you pulling my leg?
No.
We're having a major food shortage back at the settlement.
Cool. Well,
And you're saying this
there's-
is all edible?
prepared properly, yes.
Well, shit. Estes reaches for his map. And he'll do his best to make some crude indications of where this place is.
Okay. So it's about a day away from the fort, you reckon? Possibly somewhat.
How many men do you have?
Estes counts on his fingers. Got... Let's see.
With 20 men and a couple of carts, we could come back here and harvest several tons.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, Alara. It's just out here. It's just kind of clearly whether someone started a fire and then abandoned it, and the environment's just naturally kind of spread it.
It's food.
So he's got about
no
40
evidence
people.
that anyone's harvested it.
Estes says he's got about 40 people.
Oh,
Maybe 50. And some of them are in fact farmers.
well, if you are trying to farm something, this would be an ideal crop. It clearly has a liking for the area.
Perfect. It's about time I heard some good news.
Okay. Your journey is
Alara will create an invoice for farming consultation.
yeah. First of many, I'm sure. The rest of your day is uneventful. Blessedly, though there is a cold wind, it remains gloomy from the sky, but dry, although the ground is still very wet. And presumably you make camp. Do you wish to do anything this evening, or can we roll on to the next day?
No, make food, sleep.
Vastus will ask Talon if he was able to figure out what these poisons did.
I've not had a chance to look at the poison, but the young halfling Ricky, who I think has got some promise actually, we did manage to make some progress with the alcohol. Ricky, did you want to explain?
Yes. It's something that's made by somebody that's well above, like, the common brewer. Not really something that you would just, like, make in a basement somewhere. It's really high-grade stuff. It's, bit odd. It kind of seems like, it's addictive in some way. It makes the person very highly suggestible to the supplier of this. Extremely addictive.
Estes narrows his eyes.
Coming from the inner city, would he have any extra insights into drugs?
Yeah. That seems reasonable.
Dealers usually find, this kind of addictive stuff to hand out. It's possible that they are planning on selling a lot of these. Where did you guys actually get this stuff?
I don't know. It wasn't me who bought it.
Well, if you have any, try not to be addicted.
Thanks.
It's also a slight hallucinogenic.
Well then. Thanks for the warning. What are we gonna do with a big crate of it?
Well, it's a good question. I wondered whether or not it might come in useful at some point.
It could very well be.
Well, I guess so long as nobody cracks into it and starts killing themselves with it.
Certainly, if you didn't have a strong constitution, I think it would hit you very hard. But if you were used to imbibing a lot of strong drink, then you could probably drink this for several years before the effects became properly debilitating. Physically, at least. Mentally, I suspect it wouldn't take more than a year of drinking this, or irreparable to come to the humours of the body.
Astus taps his fingers together, kind of steepled. Wonder who could have made such a thing. Properly nefarious mind, perhaps.
Someone with some
scouts.
What I don't understand is why. Why go to the trouble?
Well, if I had to guess, I'd say they had some sort of agenda.
Anyway, I'm a little tired from last night, so if it's not vital for me to look into those poisons, I'll look at them tomorrow evening, if that's all right. We don't seem to be pressed for time.
That should be fine. I think Lucio is all right.
So the next day,
Anyone want to do anything else this evening, or should we roll on to the next day?
Nothing special.
Right, we roll on to the next day.
One question.
Mm-hmm.
Profession or craft herbalism?
herbalism is a profession, and alchemy would be the craft for that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You continue on your journey. The
Yeah,
sky
it's good land.
is...
I'm gonna stop and pick up anything that's edible.
Okay. Yeah, there'll be a few plants. Maybe the odd kind of root style plant. Certainly, you can do something with. And there are, as you travel along this day, you'll notice that there are a few wild hares that you can spot. Just sitting up, munching, twitching their noses, watching this procession of curiosities.
Estes,
right
Estes
over to
laughs a
Estes
little.
and say, and you seem to have a food shortage?
Estes says, it's not really... The problem is gathering it, not its existence. And Hestus recalls the hare apocalypse back when Yasin would just kill them en masse as they traveled to the countryside.
Yeah.
And he smirks a little.
And that is why you've had trouble with food in the area.
Yeah, Yasin killed all the hares.
Shot them all to death.
Every single rabbit he spotted was dead. Except for a couple. But that's only because his aim was really bad. Just staggeringly poor.
Okay, you you continue on your way. Another day passes. Does anyone wish to do anything before we go on to the next day?
Nothing special.
I think
No.
Andorn would probably be healed up by now, right?
Oh, I guess I should have done this. Mordred will go to Hastus, and he'll say, this will only protect us for a few hours at a time, unfortunately, but I do have a spell that just in case we get scryed upon again, and that's when he casts Delude Divination on Hastus and himself. It's not foolproof. If the spellcaster is significantly powerful enough, they can simply brute force their way through it, but hopefully this will throw them off.
Interesting. And he'll nod to Mordred.
It'll last 6 hours.
Okay. Rolling on to the following day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the road now seems to straighten and definitely kind of sort of now going very much no longer going north. It's kind of straightened out. So you're going consistently west now. And within a few hours, Alara will spot some wild wheat.
I will point it out to Hastus that this, again, is another grain. Fairly close to your thing.
Has to size and makes a note.
You had a lot of men, yeah? You should probably have them survey the area to find things like that.
We were kind of busy building shelters.
Yeah, but if you're low on food, you should probably look for food. I don't know. I don't know how to live out here. Yeah.
Okay. You continue your journey onwards. Another day will pass. Okay. Yeah, another day will pass. That evening, did you want to do anything?
Nothing special.
Yeah.
Are you doing extended care?
Hastus is. And,
I can help with that
okay.
if you need it. I'm better in a forest, but I can still aid.
That's sufficient.
Okay. Another day. Clear skies, somewhat chilly, but bright sunshine. No longer wet. More wild hares observing your progress. You appear to have become a local curiosity. Alara's looking around going,
Actually, at the first hare that I see looking at us, I want to do something to it. I'm going to look at it and use hazard. And it causes a random effect that does this much damage unless it was gets a reflex save for half. It could be anything from a random bolt of lightning to, like, something falling out of the sky and hitting it.
Okay.
It's up to you.
One of the hares bounds over to get a closer look. Seems to trip, bundle over, and then its head hits a rock that was jutting out of the slope, and it kind of twitches and goes still.
and I'm actually going to use another ability, and its body would just keep tumbling and stumble onto the back of the wagon, right in Six's hands.
It
I got there
stumbles down the hill, catches the rim of the cart wheel, which then scoops it upwards into the wagon and, strangely, onto one of the halflings. It's not moving. It's heads at a slightly funny angle.
I got there now.
Okay. Another day passes. Do you wish to do anything that evening apart from eat, of course?
No.
Nah.
Okay. You'll Alara will start to become aware that the land's definitely sloping downwards, sort of from as you travel along this road from east to west. There's definitely a slope, even though the actual passage is fairly smooth. And you suspect that some way off from the road to the west, there's probably a ridge looking down. Travel for a few more hours, and sure enough, so it is revealed there is indeed as the road begins to kind of curve once more, rather than west, more to the north. Indeed, you can see that there is indeed a ridge looking down, and from it you can spot what seems to be some very got a good view from here. You can see a rolling savanna, Alara, and what looks to be some kind of shanty town. There's kind of sort of a fairly crude wall made of wood that's been kind of put together, and then there's a kind of just a collection of tents and real kind of shacks that look like they've been put up in quite a hurry. And there are 4 posts that have been erected and 4 bodies swinging from those posts by rope.
Great. Wonder what happened there. Cassis goes, oh goody, executions happened while I was away.
Pretty standard, unless you know those men.
Well, let's get a bit closer.
Okay, you'll notice that the road, a new extension has been created very recently to create a brand new, quite short section of road that goes down this ridge and to this kind of shanty thorpe in the middle of nowhere. And you can see people mulling around. A few soldiers look like they're not really giving orders, just kind of watching people, really. There's some signs of rudimentary building.
Hastus waves to them.
A couple of them hold up their hands in acknowledgement.
And let's see about these hanged men.
Hastus, you'll notice that your men are all in armour, and those with missile weapons definitely have them to hand.
Which is many of them. It says they're all on guard. Something must have happened.
Perhaps yours is not the only fort to be hit.
Well, Hastus will call up. I'm back. It's Hastus.
Fior sees you and is coming in your direction.
Fear. It's good to see a friendly face.
I trust that Gorham has protected you.
Hastus nods. There was a battle.
Gives you a warm embrace.
Hastus
Battle?
embraces back.
You had a battle without me? I should have
Yes,
gone with you.
Alas.
No. Not have much of a battle here. Just men insecure of their manhood.
What's with the hangings?
Raped a girl. Killed her. Felt it was right. Not had any
Hastus
trouble
nods.
since. And that brewer's gone quiet as well.
Hmm.
Made quite a speech when you left. Could be trouble. He's behaving himself for now, as are all of them.
I see.
How did you said there was a fight.
Hastus nods. Something went terribly wrong at the other fort. Fort Serenko, I believe.
The
Kramer's old command.
Iron Wings were attacked. Where are the? Did you bring in the others with you?
He says there were only 2 others. He says only 2 men survived. Everyone else dead or fled. The men there, I believe they were infiltrated by those loyal to Brevoy. Fighting erupted. I'll explain at length, but
Did you get the pay?
he says no. Perhaps. I'll have to see how much this is worth, but there's so much to say.
Well, you better keep that to yourself, Hastus, for now.
He nods.
I follow Gorham, and you have my loyalty to a point, but we both know that Iron Wings, they have loyalty to the to the company, but they have loyalty to their purse as well.
Yeah, Hastus nods. I acquired some things of value. I think it'd be useful to appraise them. See if we can get it split into shares.
Let's see, although some of them don't look like the settling down type.
More settlers, sort of. Well, I suppose we can discuss this later. First things first, we have the younger Darrow brother. There was an assassination attempt which embroiled the entire fort.
That's one. We'll do well, Hastus, when we are clear of that one. Nothing but crazy ideas and trouble.
I don't think he'll be able to say much at the moment. Whatever poison they used, it's had an effect on him. He's very weak right now. And I suspect his brother wouldn't be too pleased if he keeled over. And it's not like we have a long list of patrons we can count on.
That is true. At least Kramer has taken the young woman to where she's going.
I'm worried about Kramer, Ulrach says. Not Ulrach, Hastus.
Worried?
I'm worried about...
Why?
I believe his absence had something to do with what happened at the fort. And there's still the matter of where all our pay went.
Corian and Brandes are quite loyal to Kramer. I would have proof before saying such things.
He nods. I don't want to levy any accusations just yet. I'm just saying it seems strange.
No. This whole land seems strange. This whole mission seems strange.
True. Very true.
Not like Balkan.
Yes. Very simple, that. The orcs come, we drive them back. Wait a while, they come again.
Problems from the forest. That'd at least be one thing.
Good, good. Nobody's been chopping trees or trying to forage?
No. No. Too busy with their own worries, I think.
Yes. How's the food situation? Have we been able to keep everyone fed?
We can gather enough to feed most of them.
Had a boon coming back. Spotted some wild grains roughly here, and Hastus shows.
Good.
Should be able to tide us over.
Then at least will be good news for them. You should tell them. And I think they're in need of good news, some of them.
Yeah.
Had many dreams.
Yes, this is not a good land for dreams at the moment.
Yeah. I don't suppose you have any anything to drink.
We do, but we think it might be laced with some sort of addictive drugs. So, probably not such a good idea.
The brewer says it will take a few more days yet for his to be ready.
Hastus nods. Good to see that
Tell
things...
them what you need to tell them after they've had whatever the brewer comes up with.
He nods. Good to see that things didn't go up in smoke while I was away.
Well, it was one thing, that noble woman.
Aye?
Emdala something. She's been very talking about her children getting done.
Yes. Back the way between the rivers, right?
She's also asking a lot of questions. Where'd she come from? Seems very nosy.
She's some kind of Galtish sort.
A few more moons out of here and those noble heirs will go, I expect.
Yes. This place has a way of
Good
bringing
looking.
the superfluous.
Maybe the brewer's batch may have maybe one arrow and two birds. Masters?
I need to.
I'm going to go and talk to the men, get some of them to come up here and help.
Yep. We have some new friends. Aides sent by the elder Darrow brother, or his associates, and he motions towards the others. He tries to name them all. We've got
Theo Jormson, Einwing. You're all welcome. If any of you have anything to drink, you are more welcome. May Goran make your arms strong and your heart stronger. Any orders? Right. So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with where you are, there really is nothing more to this place than I've described. It is really just a short surrounding wall and a mixture of tents and shanty-style housing. That's it. That's all there is. You'd estimate there's 5,000-6,000 people here.
Estes will show them to somewhere they can stable up and maybe lay down their maybe lay down their bedrolls.
Okay. Does anyone want to say anything?
Mordred will go up to approach the man that Hassus has been speaking with and introduce himself, I suppose. He'll give a bow.
Okay, so you can see, I don't know, maybe half a dozen, slightly more soldiers. The rest here they all look like city folk. Clearly miserable, clearly ill prepared for what they've found. Some of them at a loss as to what to do. Some of them look quite hungry. And you think the only thing that's stopping things kicking off is probably the 4 bodies swinging from those posts.
Seems things aren't exactly at their best here.
What can I say? I've been trying to run it myself. With no help, no food, little support.
My
And
sympathies.
one of my friends kicked off with half of our resources down between the rivers. Should probably pay him a visit soon.
Oh, he kind of turns to the person that Hass's speaking to and says, "I am Mordred Delisandra, and this is my my aide, Dame Thalash, of the House of Delisandra as well. I was sent here on a mission of trade by my father and Lord von Witt." I was speaking to the guy that Hastus was talking to earlier. So he's saying that's it.
Ah! Here, Dromson,
Yes.
follower of Gollum.
The Lord Van Witt sent me here to assist with the security of a new trade route that he's hoping to open up.
You will need to speak to Hastus. He's in charge until Kramer returns. Kramer has gone with Honzo's daughter.
Of course. Although my curiosity was the immediate situation of this fort, actually.
We've had some. It's been interesting. We had there was some bandit lord here. There were some battles. Sword lords were losing, but Astus and I think Melina and some others, they went into the forest and dealt with this bandit lord. We had some problems as well with creatures of the Fae, but Astus seems to have sorted that out as well.
Interesting. So, let me get this straight. This settlement, is it a part of Brevoy, or what is exactly this place that I've stumbled onto?
I think it's called Benson. It belongs to the Von Witts.
Ah,
It's what Kramer told me.
I see.
But I don't worry about these things. Kramer knew a lot more. Maybe Astus knows.
I see. If there's anything I can assist with, do let me know. I shall be about.
Astus is in charge, or Kramer when he gets back.
Of course. And he'll go to Hastus and say, well then,
Yeah.
this seems to be a much
Hastus
better
is-
location.
Hastus is unloading stuff from the cart. Says, I guess, Sir Lassange. Is that the proper address? He asks.
You can just call me Mordred. I think the title of Master de Lysandra is not going to give me much out here.
I suspect you'd be right. We are living in, I suppose I would conservatively call it squalor. And the settlers are not happy. the reason why there are so many people out here with no support structure is because my good friend, the Lady Melina von Wett, she marshaled them up from Rostov with promises of employment and fancy shops and a large bustling community. And when they arrived, they found this, except we didn't have the shacks or the wall. So really it was just a spot of flat earth with some wild rye growing nearby.
That's
Grim.
Nearby.
rather frivolous to go in without having a plan.
She did have a plan. It was just incompletely considered. I am trying to bridge the gaps now. It is taking considerable effort. I am not exactly a kingmaker.
Nor am I. My father taught me what he could of such governance. I can assist where possible.
That would be much appreciated. I am in name the steward of this place. And the Iron Wings answer to me. And they are probably the most competent individuals currently present.
Perhaps it is a boon, then, that I have come with the trade route. After all, that would bring in some much-needed coin to these parts. That would help us to make it a little bit more sturdy with the payments of supplies that we could make.
I suspect we will have to deal with one problem at a time. Currently, I believe the most pressing matter is sustainable food growth. We need to be able to sustain our population. And then after that, better housing. I believe the conditions currently are, well, untenable.
Agreed.
Whilst this conversation is going on, Alara and Asana, or Styx and Ricky, is there something you wish to do?
Alara and Asana take one look at the fort
and
go and set up
there is no
accommodation in.
There is no fort. There is no fort. There is a short wall that looks very new, being built. There looks like maybe the outline of where a fort was.
Okay.
And inside that wall, there is a bunch of shacks and tents, and that is it.
Alara and Asana go and set up accommodation in the nearby forest.
It's actually not so nearby. I think it's at least a hex away, which is 12 miles-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Is there a copse of trees or anything, or have you cut them all down?
No, any local copse of trees would have been felled. I guess you could
find a.
You'd probably find one. To be fair, if you did a bit of searching, you'd probably find one.
Yeah, we've done a lot less logging than is typical.
Yeah, somewhere
pioneers.
Sufficiently far away to avoid the smell, but close enough to be at least within, the sound of battle distance.
Oh. Well, so you've got basically a rolling plain that slopes down. But
so any visible trees they've cut down?
Any visible trees are cut down.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, I will go and find somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine if you looked around, you could probably find a copse, yes, but it's going to be several miles away from here.
Okay. No, in that case, I will find somewhere I think is appropriate to build some kind of shelter. Be that like the lee of a hill or...
Well, the best place you could probably think would be that ridge. Yeah, underneath the ridge. where they built the road from the ridge down, you've got effectively a cliff face. If you kind of built something against that, that's what I'm idea.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, and that's not far from the settlement at all. In fact, you'd look down onto it slightly. So, okay, Styx and Ricky. Well, this isn't quite what you expected. Styx and Ricky? They're clearly sleeping off whatever they drank last night. Right, so Lara's going to be... Okay.
Scouting around, mainly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, Mordred, where are you looking to pitch your tent or something of that nature?
If I can, I'll probably be close to the to wherever the rest of the Iron Wings are.
Estus has a little command nucleus.
Yeah, I'll set up near there.
Okay. Okay. Fior will come and find you probably in a couple of hours. I've told the men that you've got to deal with these people first, and then you'll come and see us about the pay.
Right.
Randeth in particular was quite keen.
Estus will probably go back into his tent then, and he'll ask Fear to come along.
Okay.
And he'll recount the tale much as he did to Andoran, to Fear, including that Lieutenant Halloran died. And he waits to see what Fear thinks of that.
I think that I might be needing to try some of the brewer's stuff, whether it's ready or not.
It's not all bad. There was something we might be able to split into shares that I recovered. And he's got lots of bags of gems now. And he'll lay them out on the table.
Yeah. Well, that looks okay. Fior starts looking through the bags. Well, you've got enough here to pay the men. I'd say. If you pay them the laws, Hastus, whatever's happened, when you decide to tell them about the rest, that's up to you. Right now, you need to pay them. And you've got enough here too.
Estus will start putting the gems into little piles. Shares, if you will.
It's thousands.
Yeah.
How much were you thinking of given us. I think Brandis and Corian were looking for probably 2 each. They're due.
He'll think about what their wages usually are. He's got Joff and Nadi, Dassalus, Vera, Corian, Brandith, and Fior.
I'd say you've got at least 10 here. Maybe double. I'm not a merchant though, but I'd say at least 10.
Astus thinks about it for a bit.